on how to make a hit record. What's happening, Chicago? What's up? Know what it is? What's happening? I'm gonna be your host for this part of the show. I'm Tone Kapone. What's good, Chicago? What's happening? Alright, let's get to it. First of all, let me introduce you to my fellow panelists. Man, first up, brother, man, y'all don't know I've been doing this radio thing for a little while now, man. Polow da Don, man, make some noise for the homie.
Yeah.
That's right. Jumped on the scene, going crazy right now, man. Jetsonmade, make some noise. Another person that I've interviewed 1,000 times, man, brother that's a legend in this hip-hop thing. Man, Fabolous, make some noise.
What's up?
These other guys to my left, your right, man, like little brothers to me, man. Make some noise for my brother G. Herbo. What's up? Yes, man. He from my part of town, man. Shout out to my brother Calboy. Let's go. That's what it is. Hitmaka's gonna join us in just a little bit. So for all you artists out there, man, that are trying to do it, man, making a hit record is something special. I always tell you, it's got magic on it. Everybody eats when somebody got a hit record, man. That's what's more important. How would you, anybody can answer this question. How would you say the process goes, especially for the producer side of things, to get people on a record? You got a beat, you think it's nice. How would you do it? Is it relationships? Are you sitting a bunch of stuff out? What's going on?
As far as for me, I think it's one of my specialties. I always have had great relationships, and so you got to spend a lot of time and put yourself out there, right? And you can use that. You can use that later, right? You always know you have it in your back pocket, right? So it's really about giving, and then one day you can use that to break a new artist. You can use that to complete a thought, or connect two worlds of people who don't even mess with each other. So anyway, I think it's about having imagination. The producer's like the quarterback. It's almost like you got to see the play before it happened. And then in due time, we're working with artists. Like even being in the studio, not even actually doing a song, right? So like I said, it's a lot of time and a lot of giving. And then one day, you earn the trust of the artist. So even the artist you're doing the song with, you're like, hey man, I think we should flip this way. I think we should put this feature on there. And the artist be like, man, you sure? And eventually you have the trust of the artist, and you can reach out to whoever you need to reach out to get it done. Even if it's from the label side, or from the streets, or from just a straight up genuine friendship.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like from an artist perspective, like the first thing is connecting with a producer. Like a lot of producers could just send you beats, and I'm one of the artists that will do a beat through my email without never meeting or even hearing a producer. But I feel like you get a better connection when you connect with people, because we all people at the end of the day. People put us on this high pedestal because we artists, but I feel like I like to genuinely connect with people, like producers, artists, and like you said, speaking of, the more you do that, you will gain the trust of a producer. Like, for example, like me and Southside, or me and my DJ Victoria's relationship, like he'd just have a song with me already recorded on it, say, I'm gonna put so-and-so on this record, and I trust his ear and his judgment to do it, and it'll, 9 times out of 10 come out how we wanted it to.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the relationship, like you said, from the artist side. Like a producer could hear something that an artist don't hear, and an artist could hear something that a producer don't hear. So that marriage and y'all like getting together and collaborating and respect for each other's ears and relationship, it can take the song to another level.
Yo, great. And also for everybody else, man, if you want to tweet a question, definitely tweet your question to WGCI using the hashtag WGCI Music Summit. All right, here's another one, man. Somebody explain, sometimes this gets confusing. Anybody can take this. What does publishing mean?
What does it mean? Publishing, for lack of a better term, I feel like is having the ability to monetize your music in a way, because a lot of artists, like I was hearing people like in the panel earlier, basically asking about the beauty of having a label and being independent. Like, for example, being with a label, they able to monetize on your publishing. without probably you even seeing or knowing this. So signing a publishing deal is basically a company that go out and do their research as to where your song has been played, whether it's on a movie or even, say for instance, you own your name or the label own your name. Them just saying your name on TV or anything, it's publishing. You know what I'm saying? You get publishing from that. So you can sign with a publishing company that can just give you a big amount of money that's already yours. Like it's a loan at the end of the day because it's your money that they know they know you already got out there. So they go and find all the money that you got just sitting around from streams and all this stuff. Or you can sign a deal with an admin company. And they don't, like the publishing company owns a part of your publishing until y'all deal is over with. The admin company would just say, you a big artist, I know you got money out there. Let me just give you an advance on this until we collect all of it and then we just figure it out at the end of the day. But I feel like publishing is one of the most important things to an artist because it's a way that you could eat off your music for a long time and your kids can eat and you could create opportunities for other people that you didn't even know you could because us as artists, we don't live with music for a long time, so it's like we do this song and we on to the next, but you don't know. Some people may have to listen to this song every day of their life, so it's like publishing, I feel like is one of the most important things to being an artist, having your publisher.
It's like Herb said too, it's like short term and long term. Like show money is like short term. You go, you do the show, they pay you right there. Publishing is long-term money, whereas, like you said, your music will continue to live even, you know, when you gone. You know what I'm saying? Your music is still getting played and it's still generating money. It's still making money for you. So, and even like when you used to hear about the bad deals back in the days where like people used to sign their life away, it was really them signing their publishing away. So that's to let you know how important publishing is, that people was signing deals to give their publishing away.
I mean, I'm sure you guys can speak to it. You've seen people, because you even talked about it, the big advance. People get that shit, they show you a big bag of money, and then they know that they're gonna make double that on you long term. And so sometimes it puts artists in a trick bag. When you say that, guys, it puts you in a trick bag.
I mean, they gonna make 10 times that, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know how real y'all want to keep it in here.
Keep it real, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
We're in the shot, you gotta keep it all the way real.
Yeah, keep it a buck, man.
Man, that's why I really don't like doing these kind of things because, you know, it's publishing is why R. Kelly in jail. And you laughing, but I'm dead ass serious. It's the reason
That's a real.
It's the reason why Michael Jackson did and Prince did. That's how important publishing is.
Now that's a real.
I said, how real y'all want to keep it in here? Yeah. So check this out. I ain't never got to work another day in my life. And every publishing company calls me every day to sell my catalog. Black publishing, see, that's what we really need to be talking about. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, it's real estate. And guess what? As a community, we don't even know about real estate, so we can't even get to how important publishing is. Publishing is everything. Spotify, all these platforms, they can't exist without our publishing and the licensing of our publishing. So a lot of times, I'm just saying this, I'm gonna keep it short. It's really simple. A lot of times when you sign deals, you think you look at it like, okay, I'm signing a deal. But really what they want is the rights, your rights, the rights to your publishing, the rights to your likeness. It's the rights that you're signing away. So when you, think about this, man. Y'all got it the best ever. This is the best time in the world to be active, to do music, to be a creative. Because guess what, man? Can't nobody stop y'all. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to wait on no label, no publishing deal. I mean, you don't even have to know what the fuck you're doing. All you got to do is just get busy, right? And you got to think about how much we on IG, think about how much we on social media, YouTube, so forth and so on, right? That's money. Y'all can be making money right now. I don't give a fuck if it's a couple pennies, I don't give a fuck if it's a couple million. You literally can be making money in your sleep right now. So, back to the original question. Publishing, that's the meat and potatoes of everything you see, feel, hear. And it does live forever. And guess what happens in music, right? So right now, I've been in music so long. I've been in music since I was like 13, 14 years old. So now, pretty much every song right now is a remake of another song, right? And guess what? somebody owns that publishing of the song that you're remaking. So even when I travel the world, when you travel the world, man, you start to hear stuff like, I don't know if y'all familiar with Gamble and Huff. I don't know if y'all familiar with like a lot of the Motown era or the 60s or so forth and so on. But see, this is where we always fuck up. We're disconnected from the older generation. So we don't understand that we've been reserved our own shit, right? So what happens is, the reason why I brought up R. Kelly, somebody like R. Kelly, right, he has a certain lifestyle, he might start to lose money, right? And they put you in position to lose your money, right? And they say, exactly, they say, hey sir, you know what? You used to live in a certain way. How about this? Give me your publishing, I give you $20 million, right? And you're like, damn, I'm the best. I can do this. I can do this again. So fucking easy. I'll take the 20 million, right? And next thing you know, you sold away 3 generations, 4 generations, in annuity, which is basically forever. You've given away forever for $20 million. But guess what's gonna happen to $20 million? You're gonna spend that shit too. So my point is, Michael Jackson and Prince, their publishing, their catalog, so forth and so on, is gonna make billions of dollars forever and ever and ever and ever. So like when you start to think about it that way, I mean, we know niggas who take niggas out for $1,500, $2,500. So they're damn sure take your ass out for billions forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, right? So really study publishing, really study your culture. You know we make up shit in the hood, a slang term or just talking shit, and this thing you know is the biggest motherfucking dance vocabulary in the world, right? We the shit. Remember that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Round of applause for that. To Millie actually fighting right now because Fortnite has in the name of the song is Millie Wop, and that Fortnite they actually doing the dance and they stole it from him. Completely stole it from him. So it's crazy, man. You guys definitely got to protect that. This is for the artists on here. When you hear a beat, what's the writing technique? Do you write it down? Just go right in the booth? What is it?
You go right in. Every time, you feel me? First thing I do when I hear a beat is I catch the vibe. You feel me? I identify how it make me feel inside. You feel me? You find the words in like 30 seconds, you run the studio, lay it down. If it don't come out right, scratch it, do it all over again. I never write nothing down though.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's tough. That's tough. Man, what's up?
I'm old school, I still write. Sometimes I ain't like Cal said, I catch a vibe and you know, you might go in there, you know, put the first 4 bars down or like, you know what I mean, whatever your vibe is at the time, but like, I still like to just think out what I want to say sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like, and Hitmaka.
I don't know who worse, you or Big Sean, y'all will rewrite this song 8 million times, you know, like, yo, Fab has given me 1 verse ever in my whole career. Sorry, I'm gonna let you.
Hold on,
Shout out to Hitmaka.
I was here an hour early, you know what I'm saying? That's how I rock with the city, but I mean, so the only song I've ever done with Fab to where like he hasn't changed the verse is this new one we called The Flyers, what we just did at Jungle City with A Boogie and Jeremiah. Yeah. But like, this is the most meticulous man ever. Like, yo, he really like. Y'all think y'all be catching them bars? Like, he know what he doing. Like, he giving y'all the bars crazy, yo, for real.
Oh, man. Shout out Hitmaka again, man. Just got me in Chicago. What's up? All right.
On the producer side, how do y'all like it? How do y'all like artists to catch their own vibe, whether they jump in, whether
straight in. Off the rip, I'm going straight in, I'm gonna pull up. Like, I'm the type of producer, like, I don't really mold into nobody's sound. I kind of like do my own thing, and then we make it together. So I'm going straight in. I'm putting the laptop up. Like even Calboy, me and Calboy in the studio, I'm like, hey bro, I want you on this. You know
right there,
making a hit.
That's what I was talking about catching the vibe too. Right. You feel me? Me and Jesse so locked in. It's like we know each other vibe already. So once we in the studio together, I feel his energy, he feel mine. He making a beat off my energy, and I'm just talking off his. You feel me? That's how it go.
That's a vibe, man. That's dope. That's dope. Polow, you want to check in on that, man? Come on.
Man, you know, it's just, I live music. It's about just a vibe, man, like they said, you know. The better you know somebody, the better chance you have a chance at making magic. And of course, you can just get lucky. But really, man, you know, music is, you know, it's a feeling, right? And so the more you know about what's going on, the more you know about what's ahead, and the more of a connection you have with somebody. And sometimes you can hit it off right away. But sometimes we're fans of each other from afar. So we get in the studio, it's like, hey, guess what? I heard your last project, the motherfucker hard, but I think you should go just try this right here. And it's like, damn, okay. And the more y'all get to know each other, that's why if you look at any classic album or any classic song, like a song that lasts forever, a lot of times there was some type of relationship between the people, you know what I'm saying, or understanding of the two people amongst each other. So as far as I go, I love getting in the studio with people. I never really send beats. Like even if I play a beat for somebody that hit me on my IG all the time, like 2 Chainz, like, you know, we kind of grew up together or whatever, and a lot of other people, but my point is, they'd be like, sit in that joint, I'd never send a beat. Like, I mean, even when I start like fading off as far as just being active, like Lil Wayne was the biggest artist in the world, right? And I know Lil Wayne since he was a kid. And by the way, he's the GOAT in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by this is, Lil Wayne, he literally works like 16, 20 hours a day, for real. And he just like, send it to me, he gonna really break that motherfucker down, do it over, like he live it, right? But I just was never one of those guys that send music. I like to do music, you know what I'm saying? Like we go to the studio and it's like, let's go to Magic City. I live in Atlanta, by the way. I'd be like, let's go to Magic City. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Because when you go to Magic City, you can see what's going on, you can feel, you see what the girls like, what they don't like, but then you take some of the girls back to the studio and you just recreate the vibe in the studio. And it's just like, it's natural, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I like to do it.
Love. I wouldn't mind being that studio session. Okay, all right, hey, let's do this, man. All right, Ted, this is what we all here to talk about too. What do you think makes a hit record, and then how do you know when it's a hit record? Hitmaker, we're gonna start with you.
Oh man,
you got a lot of them.
I don't know. It's kind of weird because I'm just really doing what I like at this point. Like I think that people like are zoned in too much about like what they think a hit record is, and just more like overlooking the fact that people are paying us for taste. Like they're paying us for us to have the best taste level, for us to know what to wear, know what to like, not to like. So like even I can remember Late Green's song, Leave 'Em Alone, which is like top 10 right now at Urban Radio. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting that record. Polow was in the studio when I did the record at QC, and he told them like, yo, this a hit. You gotta put this out first, this a hit. So like, I mean, I don't know, I just think that
Publishing?
you know what? No. I really didn't care about that, you know, because I feel like when I let one go like that, that may have an interpolation or a sample, it's just gonna make way for the next record that's gonna open the door that has no sample, whether it be Fabolous Choosy that's out right now that y'all supporting. I really appreciate y'all. So, I mean, every day and every song is just a different feeling, a different vibration, but the best thing is just to make people aware of what you love, and hopefully those people love what you love, and that turns into a sound that translates to the people that's right here in Chicago right now.
Yeah, I want to play off of that. I think they make the hit records, you know what I'm saying? Like, as an artist, you're going in every time to make a great record, whether it's a street record, whether it's a radio record, whether you trying to make great records. So when the people connect to it, I think that's what universally make it a hit record.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they choose the record to kind of decide whether it's a hit or not. I feel like the first thing as an artist is being true to yourself. Right. That's how you come out with the record. That I feel like is bigger is being true, being genuine to yourself, because there's always somebody that relate to you. Whether, you know what I'm saying, it's gangster rap, R&B, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, like it's somebody that relate to that. So I feel like it's just being true and like in your most vulnerable states. I feel like being honest with yourself, like honesty, I feel like is the key to being a big artist, or having like not even just a big record, just being a big artist in general, being honest with yourself and the fans, because they can understand you. Like everybody, we all human, nobody perfect up here on this stage, so it's like we all go through stuff, we all got problems. And I feel like being able to facilitate that through your music, you can relate to it.
Yeah, that's it. Be true to yourself. Now let's get into it, man. What do you guys think? Anybody can take this question. What is more important, the hook or the verse?
I'm a verse kind of guy, to be honest. I think the hook is important, but I want people to like hear and understand me. So it's like you can have a catchy hook where it's like maybe 2 or 3 words to just get somebody attention, and then you really make them like you as a person or artist through your verse, what you're saying.
I don't know. I think it's about the type of artist that you're dealing with. Like if I'm working with you, then I'm more concerned in dialing in on like your pocket and how crazy your vibe is and your shit is in the verses, whatever.
But guess what? That's still a hook.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying though. I was trying to think. Every 4 bars need to be a hook for me. Like everything need to be like something repetitive or something that we can remember. Whether it's verse or hook, it need to be something that everybody can relate to and really recite back every 4 bars, you know?
That's crazy you said that, because I was an artist when I first started rapping. I didn't even know how to record hooks. Like Bibby did all the hooks. I used to just rap for 3 minutes straight, and that's how I ain't really know nothing about recording. So like Big used to always find a part in my songs that like was something that you could chant or like something relevant or somehow like literally I just rap the whole beat and he'd just find 2 words or 4 bars in there and just transfer it over to the hook. So it's like whatever you feel like is true to the song to make it the hook, you know what I'm saying? Like that's important, don't get me wrong, to make it a hit or catch somebody's attention, to make sure it's something in a hook that's rememberable. Every song should have at least 1 line. Like I feel like if you got one line in a song that everybody in this room could chant, it's a hit from off that 1 line.
What about you, Fat Man? You know you the.
I think I appreciate both, man. I appreciate a great hook. I appreciate great verses too. And I think when you marry those two, when you hear a great hook and a great verse, like it's nothing more magical than that in the studio. As far as like, you know what I mean, you can hear a great hook sometimes, and you know the song will be carried by just the hook. But when you have both of them together, so I appreciate both. I think both of them make a solid record to me.
Yeah, I agree with folks. They gotta complement each other. You know what I'm saying? The hook gotta be catchy. You gotta catch everybody, but the verses gotta match what you talk about. You feel me? They gotta be true to yourself.
The hook gotta get you ready for the verse. So it's like,
you know, everybody done heard a song and the hook be going, and then when the verse comes, you just doze off for a second and you wait for the hook to come back.
I think to make it a real hit, the verse gotta complement that hook. If the verse not with it, you gonna be like you say, you gonna be waiting on that.
The verse the longest, so it's like you gonna have 4 to 8 bars or something you chant, and another extra 2 minutes of shit you don't really want to hear.
Yeah, it's gonna get lame.
I mean, for the sake of this panel, you know, the making of a hit record, I mean, I have to go with hook. It's called the fucking hook, you know what I'm saying? That's what hooks you. But people who focus on the verses and lyricism and lyricists, they usually have longer careers. Like Fabolous. Hey, this motherfucker, hey, guess what? Y'all don't even know when he came out, probably. This nigga, he immortal though, you know what I'm saying?
He's Polow worked at like 07, 08, like.
No doubt. And guess what? He's the same now as he was then and will be 10 years from now. Fabolous is forever on some real shit. Don't y'all believe that? And that's because, no doubt, and that's what focusing on the verses and speaking real to people and connecting with people will get you. That it will get you forever. So even though the hook can get you quick, fast, draw you in, we can sing, you know, Kumbaya. It's the verses is your real protein, you know, meat and potatoes that's gonna stick to you.
And the great producers like Polow, they gonna make sure that when we doing a song, he gonna make sure that you do what you do. Like Herb said, I used to come in and just rap. Like I just wanted to put the verses, but he like, to make this a great song, we gotta come up with a great hook. You know what I'm saying? Like you put the verses down, now we gonna, and that's what the great producers do too.
Dope. Hey, we're gonna kind of go up on what you said, Polow, about Fab. You've been in the game so long. Shout out to Choosy, man. Make sure you download that thing, man. Jeremiah, Rapido, man. That's a hit record right there. Hey, now you've been, I mean, span the time, career's been going on forever. What would you say to the young artists out here to last as long as you've been?
It's really like no exact recipe, but one thing that I see that for people who do have longevity, for people who have strong fan bases and connect to people worldwide, is that they find themselves and do that to the most. Like, they're not trying to be anybody else or trying to duplicate anybody else. All the people, if you think about it, all the people that people say are the greats, like, you could really put them along in a lineup, and they all are different. They all have different styles. They all have, if you looked at Wu-Tang Clan, how Wu-Tang was, it was just a bunch of guys who had all different styles, but in one group. So if you look at the hip-hop game and you look at the guys who, you know, there's some guys who are like other guys, and then there's some guys who they always gonna stand out and be themselves, and they always gonna connect to people through that. So I would say make that your number one goal, is to like find yourself and what's your thing, what's your niche, and stick to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's gonna connect you with people.
Dope. Great advice. All right, for the producers on the panel, you know, producers back in the day, some people didn't really know who produced the records. A lot of times they were just out, and now a lot of producers are just as popular as artists are. I mean, what do you think made that shift?
For me, Montez. If you hear Jetsonmade another one, you know what I'm saying? Gonna turn up.
And you did that on purpose, right?
All right.
That's a hook.
Exactly. Like, people, they waiting on that. Like, everybody will hit me up like, bro, when I hear that, I know it's gonna be turned up.
Hey, I ain't no producer, but I'ma chime in on that.
Okay.
I feel like in today's music, it's a lot of, I ain't gonna say weak rappers, but say it.
He said I ain't gonna say it, but you did say it.
Yeah, weak ass rappers for real. You feel me? That's being carried by the producers now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just sound good because of their producer. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the producers is getting more popular like that.
We all the artists know. Producers kind of like an artist know. You know what I'm saying? We put, at the end, it was kind of like artists was putting producers on, but now like producers putting artists on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we hold the same role.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over to Jetson, man. You just really getting your start, man. How did you and the baby y'all link up, man, and all the success? Tell us about your role real quick.
Just Carolina way. Like, honestly, I had Carolina on lock for like a year. So it was just him coming from North Carolina, me being in South Carolina, just putting it together. It just working.
Yeah, that's what it is. And you notice a lot of them, and they keep using, all of the panelists keep using the same word. It's a vibe, it's a feeling.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's and if you got, and y'all know, a lot of times. Yeah, and like a lot of times, you see artists lock in with a producer, then you see for some reason, I don't know what happens, they leave that producer, and then they might can still rap or they can still sing.
And they ain't making no hits no more.
But that's why we gotta act like artists. That's why we gotta act like artists though. You know what I mean? Because I was just the type of person like, that's why I had to have my tag. So if it was to be one of them situations, like I built myself up out of a situation. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta move like an artist, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Yeah, like everybody keeps saying the same word, vibe. It's about having a connection between a producer and an artist. And another thing is confidence, where it's like not no egos or big eyes and little U's. You feel confident as an artist. Your producer feel confident as a producer as to where like, I don't mind no producers challenging me, like, because I'm confident as a man, an artist. I feel like I don't have a problem if a producer tell me, nah, record the hook that way, or scratch that, do 12 bars instead of 16. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like an artist gotta have that too, where you don't feel like somebody trying to dictate your craft, but it's like creative criticism. Like, you could get the vibe. I'm good with analyzing and reading people, so I can tell my first 10, 15 minutes if I mess with somebody genuinely or if they mess with me, you know what I'm saying, the same way. So if it's criticism with somebody trying to build you, because you gotta trust, you gotta respect the OGs, the legends, you gotta respect his criticism, you gotta respect what Polow said, you gotta respect what Hitmaka said, because they already proved to you what they could do, you know what I'm saying? They already laid out the formula. Calboy got a lot of records, and it's just when we come in, he gonna catch his vibe. We'll catch a vibe first. If I can, he great at hooks. He don't mind if I go in and do a hook. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta have that. Where as to you don't feel like somebody trying to step on your toes if it's your session or whatever the case may be. If y'all there to create like good music, it's gonna just happen naturally.
You know what the real shit is that like when we first get on, like back in the day, like when I was like doing Kenwood talent shows out here, where just like moving around. Shout out to Infrared, LEP, all the different guys or whatever that I was moving around with, like and doing all that type of shit. My initial thing with like Bugs and Kanye and No ID producers that I was working with was like, man, I can't wait to get on and get some money. And then you get on and get some money, and then you realize that making music is really a selfless thing. Like, you think you're going in there to make music for yourself to really project you to the next level, but when you really get to the level you want to be at, you realize that it's actually for the people to embrace and for people to really like grab a hold to take them to the next level, to be on this panel, to be able to even be talking to anybody or even sharing some gems on it. So like, we just making music, man, that's last for a lifetime, for real, for real.
Dope. Love that.
And I say this, man, it's the best thing in the world to be able to make a living out of music, you know what I'm saying? Really it's about not being a hater. It's really that simple. And if you talk about the best of all time, right? When you talk about Michael Jackson, when you talk about Whitney Houston, you know, any artist you consider the best of all time, I guarantee they had a big heart. Because that's what music is. It's in our DNA. Dude, you know, think about this. No matter how far somebody like a Kanye might go to the left, right? They can drop a gospel album and we love them all over again, right? Just as intent, because we all come from, it's in our DNA, it's in us. You know what I'm saying? We motherfucking black. I'm keep going back to that. Music and black go together. Yeah, for real.
We got rhythm in our blood. Right?
Believe that. So really it's about tapping in to self. And the person that's closest to tapping into self, they probably gonna be the best. And that's what transcends generations. That's what transcends you know, race, color, or if you're rich or you poor. Because like you said, after you get money, man, for me, first thing I do is go run back to the hood and go pick up my boys or whatever, go kick with my people, or show kids who don't have a clue or don't believe that they can make it out, that they can make it out. You know what I'm saying? Or just us being here. That's all this is, right? We from where y'all from, so if we got money and we ain't real, guess what? In our community, you already know, if you ain't real, shit, you ain't got shit, right? They say if you have to have security and you can't be amongst your people, then you have nothing. Right? And we all know about, you know, protecting ourselves, so on. We know how people can be too. But really, man, that's all music is. Music is a connection. Music is us. And as us being like figureheads or people in a position to have an outlet who may understand the politics, understand radio, understand how to move the internet, we actually have a responsibility, you know. And so the people who carry and is, you know, best with their responsibility, I feel like they get the most out of it and they give the most, and really, you know, giving is receiving, so forth and so on, if you understand that. So.
Man, round of applause for that, man. If you guys are paying attention, man, the vibe, the passion, don't be scared of hard work. That's what everybody up here on the panel has in common. Now, let me go ahead and move to this. We have to do some honoring. Now we got my girl Kendra G from the WGCI Morning Show coming out for a special presentation for Recast Chicago for Hitmaka, Calboy, and G Herbo. Man, come on out here, Kendra G.
You gave away the surprise, Tone.
Yeah, oh, my fault. I'm just reading what's on the card.
First of all, I gotta show love to the piano one more time. Make some noise, Chicago. But like Tone just said, it is time to show some special love to our very own. And first up, on behalf of AT&T, it's the 312 thing, 107.5 WGCI. We would like